Other interesting business news, you have United Airlines to offer free in-flight Wi-Fi via Starlink, another win for Elon Musk. Now, this comes to us thanks to Breck Dumas, who's a writer over at Fox Business. She says specifically, quote, United Airlines inks deal with SpaceX to provide free in-flight Wi-Fi via Starlink. United says SpaceX Starlink Wi-Fi service will be added to its airplanes in the coming years. Which, again, it's one of those things where you're paying for it somehow. It's your data. Spoiler alert. Now, I can see one of those. I can see. Interesting enough, I think that might be a Boeing airplane that's flying, not crashing. That's a pretty rare picture. Well, dark humor and aviation pun right there. I say, quote, United Airlines reaches a deal with Elon Musk to get the free Wi-Fi. The airline said it would plans on adding Starlink's high-speed internet to planes starting next year and will add it to its entire fleet, more than 1,000 aircraft in the coming years, in what it says will be the largest deal of its kind in the industry. Which will also actually work. That'd be great as well. Last time I flew, let's just say the phone reception was rudimentary to say the least, and worked as well as dial-up internet in the 90s. Which, yeah, not great. Although I would argue it was actually less stable than that. Though I partially digress. They say, quote, the new high-speed internet service will allow United passengers to watch live television and streaming services, access social media, shop online, play video games, and engage in other activities in flight at no cost. It will be available on both seatback screens and on personal devices like smartphones and tablets. United Airlines CEO Scott Kirby says, quote, everything you can do on the ground, you'll be able to do on board a United plane at 35,000 feet, just about anywhere in the world, which, again, is a huge value added to satellite technologies, which is why for many years outdoorsmen and ruggedmen will always use a satellite phone as opposed to a traditional cell phone that utilize physical cell towers that are local to you, where satellite just goes way above you in the air, satellite usage. Now, they say, quote, this connectivity opens the door for an even better in-flight entertainment experience. In every seat back, more content and more personalized. The United's culture is innovation and, once again, deliver big for our customers. Article says this is a big deal for victory for SpaceX, which had previously signed agreements for in-flight Wi-Fi with smaller airlines, but United is the largest carrier to commit offering Starlink to this scale. Again, you also have SpaceX CEO Gwynne Shotwell saying, quote, we're excited to team up with United Airlines to transform the in-flight experience. Starlink on board your United flight, you'll have access to the world's most advanced high-speed internet from gate to gate and all the miles in between. Which, yeah, I was going to say, I wonder how many, what is this, hundreds of millions or billions of dollars in terms of, again, United isn't free. United's probably going to pay, well, not going to pay, probably. United's going to pay SpaceX for this, and as well, probably have some type of, maybe revenue split, maybe revenue split in terms of the data that's going to be processed through there, because, again, data is king. That's why when you go to a Starbucks or any of those locations, they have, quote-unquote, free Wi-Fi, but you're paying with your data because they can sell it to advertisers, and that's not kind of how the internet works these days. So, great deal for SpaceX. Again, they're one of the most popular private companies in the United States. I suspect they'll never actually go through an IPO because Elon's concerned about losing control of the company, which he's struggled with Tesla throughout the years. That's kind of, that's the best thing about a private company. More privacy, more security in more ways than one. Not just competitive knowledge, but also, security owning the company as well. That's why I'm really skeptical. And again, unless you need a huge cash infusion, that's usually the biggest incentive of having a company go through an IPO. And Starlink's already stabilized. They've overcome the biggest hurdles, which is, successfully actually launched satellites in space and have a reusable rocket. Everyone thought it was impossible. They already overcome the most impossible thing. Now, to me, it seems like they're just building upon that, making the company more and more profitable. So, definitely a great win for Starlink. I think, subsequently, as soon as this is rolled out successfully, the other airlines, I suspect this won't be an exclusivity contract. The other airlines will probably want to get this technology in their companies as well. And most likely, the big three will probably all give in. You'll also have Southwest, as well as you probably have American Airlines, pull the trigger as well. So, great news for those customers to be able to get the high-speed internet access and what used to be, really an opportune thing. Oh, except if you're someone like me who reads a physical book when they're traveling. But for the average person, pretty inconvenient when they cannot use their cellular device like going on the good old aeroplanes. And let me know, do you think consumers will have, because I know some people say that Elon Musk is very polarizing individual, very controversial. Some people love him, some people hate him. And do you think some people will be upset at this? Or do you think, Starlink is more separate than his core? Well, he owns the company, but maybe he's not as outspoken when it comes to that particular, topics. Maybe there's less controversy in Starlink. Not sure, but let me know in the comments, because as always, it'd be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.